Amables amigos, welcome back. One more episode of the CLub Lucha Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Foos, alongside Flo here. How you doing, Flo?
I'm doing all right. I like Satanico. I'm sad that he's retiring, though.
Yes, and we have, speaking of Satanico, we have a loaded episode this week. And just to break it down for everyone who wants to know what's in this episode, what are we talking about, just a little table of contents for you. The start of the episode, we're going to try and keep it short. We're going to talk a little bit about today, and not literally today, but modern Lucha Libre and some things that we are seeing that we are not really the biggest fans of. You may have already seen talk of this online. We're going to try and keep it as positive as possible, but obviously we will, we're going to still talk about the things we don't like, but we're going to, this is a productive podcast, I guess. We like to talk about things we like more than things we don't like. But we don't shy away from saying certain things that we don't like. And if you don't want to hear any of that, you can just skip ahead because later on in the episode, and I think the larger part of this episode, we're going to be talking about El Satanico, who was announced, I want to say, presented. He will be this year's honoree at CMLL's Homenaje a Dos Leyendas. Would you say the second most important show of the year, Flo?
Yeah.
Pretty easily. They usually have some apuestas on there, and two people are honored. The first, Salvador Luteroth, the founder, the original Salvador Luteroth of CMLL, and the second,
Antonio Peña.
no, wait a minute. I don't. They will never. I mean, never.
Dude, or Elia Park is getting honored before Antonio Peña.
There's a lot of guys that would have to be honored before. And that's not us saying that he's never, but the relationship obviously was severed very badly with CML and Antonio Peña. That would be crazy.
Who do you think would get picked first, Antonio Peña or Conan?
Oh, they would just not do it. They probably just not do it. They'd be like, this year's canceled. Have a great rest of the year. But this year we got Satanico, the best to ever do it. We're gonna talk about two of his matches. I have brought a match. Floke has brought a match. We're gonna talk through them, hit some of the beats, why we like them. A nice little lucha flashback, and yeah, I think that's the bulk of the episode. Along the way, talk about things that we have watched and enjoyed as well. But that's the episode for you. So I guess the first thing, we can just go ahead and address the
Elephant in the room.
yeah, the elephant in the room, which is so there have been some trends in CML booking lately that we're not the biggest fans of. I'm going to say for me personally, I do not care to see Johnny Consejo main eventing any CML shows. I
Maybe
really,
2026. Yeah.
in 2026, especially after the past little mini tour he did 2 weeks ago, I don't need to see him 2 weeks later.
What did he even do? Oh wait, I forgot. I didn't watch. I didn't watch
He,
those matches.
I can tell you because I watched at least two of them, and I was disappointed by the results of the third. The first one, he went against Soberano Jr. on a Friday.
Do you at least still have the cool finisher or not anymore?
I
Another
honestly,
one. What was it called?
I
The
was not
Starship.
even invested. I couldn't tell you. I clocked out. I did not really enjoy. I mean, the Soberano Jr. match. It's Soberano Jr. So he's obviously
Or
he got the crowd, but it was not the smoothest match, and there was some awkward moments. And I'm not blaming Soberano Jr. I just I just don't think that Johnny Consejo is on that level. Especially on a Friday show. If we're being completely honest, Johnny Mundo, whatever you want to call him, he has
yeah, like
100 billion names.
this this isn't the same guy that was, doing some of his best career work like a decade ago in AAA. This is not the same guy like at all.
He's ripped, he's shredded, right? And I'm not, I don't want to, just trash the guy because obviously people still enjoy him, people still like him. But for me, this is not what I want to see on a Friday, and this is not what I want to see on a Saturday, especially not in the main event, and especially not because the last time he came through, he just straight up beat Defunto. I
True.
was like, what are we doing? Like
That would have been Sandokan if he wasn't injured. That's
a real tear would have fallen out of my eye. I just did not enjoy it. MXM, I would have rather seen them come back again, honestly, because their match with Los Chavez
oh,
was actually pretty good.
hold on. Hold on. Going a little too far here.
Their match. Look, if I had the choice, if you said this or that, um, but I thought their match with Los Chavez 2 weeks ago was pretty good. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought they really turned it up, and I thought it was
Uh,
a good Chavez defense, right?
yeah, I didn't watch, but I'll take your word for it, I guess.
I will say though, like these things to me, they're good. The novelty is like I think the main selling point because I mean, I think they're good. They're good wrestlers and everything, but like when I'm watching CMLL, I want to watch CMLL. I want to watch CMLL guys, and on occasion, I do want to see. I do want to see guests every now and then, but
Yeah, not every month or every 2
yeah,
weeks.
not every other week. And it's like I can see a lot of the arguments that like this is eating up spots from other guys who I like and who have not been booked on some of these shows. And I'm like, you know, it's their prerogative. It's their company. And obviously, like, do
Legit, the
whatever
only
you
time
want.
I understand it is if like it's the women, because CML's women's roster is like it's that like so many people are either out with injuries or they're off in Japan.
It's
And like,
top
okay,
heavy,
if you
yeah.
wanna, yeah,
There's not a lot of depth,
it's,
unfortunately.
exactly. There's not a lot of depth in the women's division, and they could use a lot of work. But CML's men's division is so stacked. They have so many of the problem is that there's so many guys that are just basically being left so right away or barely getting any bookings, especially like undercarders or even people that are in like the low mid card, just middle of the road mid card. They're only getting like what maybe three to four bookings a month. If you're a low card, you might be getting 1 to 2 bookings.
I would even say some guys suffering too are like guys who are like occasional main eventers, guys who are
And
breaking
it's
into
even
the main event.
or it's even worse for like for example the minis and the micros. The only reason the micros don't have it as bad as the minis is because a lot of them have the tours with
The
those
American
promotions.
companies, yeah.
Yeah, those promotions and in the US. But the minis, they're barely getting booked. If you're like the only ones that are getting booked are like the same six. It's like Galaxy, the mini Sky Team, and then mini Depredadores. Those are like the only ones that are getting booked.
And I like a lot of the
If you're
minis. I
not,
like minis action. It's fast.
yeah,
It's good. It's smooth. It's consistent. Like so. I don't know. I mean, a lot of my complaints come from that. And the thing is, like I said, I don't have anything personally against any of these guys, right? Like, and in fact, some of them I do like seeing. For example, I will say this. And this is an example that came up on Informa. Angel de Oro was talking about Daniel Garcia sticking around and doing
it's
training
like
at the CML classes. That's awesome. I would love to see more of that. Like when guys come and they hone their craft and they get better at this different style, which is something again I think we're going to talk a little bit more because there's something involving the style that changed here recently as well. But
yep.
that's awesome to me. Like, stick around, that shows a lot of appreciation, that shows a lot of commitment, that shows a lot of just like maturity as well, like wanting to round your game out even more by picking up little things and little mannerisms of this style that you are coming in as a guest to work, sticking around and doing the classes, doing the trainings and stuff. That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm glad that was said because that makes me be like, this is, this sort of like guest spot I really do like. Like I like stuff like that. But I don't need to see Johnny Consejo every 2 weeks. I don't.
Should we address the bigger problem with
The captain's rules change.
yeah, just in general changing or accommodating the rules for no reason?
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things where like a bunch of little changes, right? And I'm not fully on the doomer side of it yet. I'm not like this is the end. We're not falling apart right now, right? Um, but enough of these changes add up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's so
eventually, are we
like
watching the same thing we were watching 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
yeah, like what happened to, like 2 years, 2, 3 years ago, we were still getting, for the most part, six man tags. We would never see stuff we would rarely ever see stuff like a three-way or a four-way, and now these things are becoming like a totally normal thing for some reason.
And it's like, every now and then, variety is the spice of life. But we have to, like, the bread and butter, the thing that makes me, like, I say it every other week, I feel like, every time they have a good one. A CMLL Trios main event is among the best and most high level, like, intense, elite. It just shows the quality of everybody in it. That sort of match is the bread and the butter, right? Like that is one of the driving one of the things that really makes me enjoy CMLL so much. And it's like I'm not a fan of getting away from these things, And I like I said, I'm not gonna, be like, it's over, we're done. Obviously these things can be changed back. Will they?
Are we not?
I don't know. I don't
Considering the
know.
people who are in power, absolutely probably not.
And it sucks because like the past, I want to say what, since like 2022, maybe like till I still enjoyed through 2025. I know some people were kind of off of it there towards the end of 2025, but I think that period of time was like legitimately great. Like I think 2023 was one of the, I mean, especially the second half of that year.
I think
So,
2023 was the best, dog.
dude, there were so many good matches.
I miss Volador with working knees.
I miss, dude. You remember when it was that one match? It was like in October. I think about it all the time. It was like Los Panthers against Los Guerreros Laguneros.
Yeah, yeah. It's
That
like
match was
I miss,
incredible.
dog. I miss Volador with working knees. I miss, I miss that. I miss with
La
Volador Junior with it.
Squadra.
Yeah, I miss that. Was Flip wasn't that no, I don't think Flip signed yet. Not yet,
Flip had
right?
not signed yet, but
No, Flip signed him like what, early 2024?
either late 2023 or early
Yeah,
2024,
yeah,
like
yeah,
very end of 23. Because I
yeah.
remember when
But
he
like,
joined, we were like, but then he started balling
yeah,
crazy, and we were like, this is
yeah.
awesome.
Or even like early 2023, whenever we saw, yeah, 2023 was the introduction of Torneo de Escuelas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I mean, we got introduced to so many talent, like so many people that are just like stagnating in the mid card now, like Futuro, Max Star, Vegas, other people that, unfortunately left, Tonali, other guys like that, other guys that have been reworked to another character like Camelot,
And,
just
and I'll say this: the thing is too, like, it wasn't perfect. No promotion is
yeah,
ever perfect, right? Like we can be completely honest, like we can say all these things and like maybe things will, maybe we're just off to a bad, we're just off to a rough start this year because like for me personally, there are a lot of like, there are matches that are really really good that are still sprinkled in on some of these cards, but it feels like the focus is on things that I personally am not enjoying as much.
good.
Do I speak for the majority? Probably not. A lot of people, I'll say this, I have not seen a single thing, I've not seen a single post about it on Instagram. And I see like people post everything that happens, like as news on Instagram. I haven't seen a single post about this. And I'm like, have other people just not noticed or like do other people just not care? Like, um, And I don't know. I can't be like, I can't say I speak for everybody. I speak for myself, right? I speak for myself,
Mhm.
and these are just at the end of the day opinions. Are they going to keep making buku money selling out and stuff? Yeah, probably. Like, will they probably be fine? Sure, but like, does it like it felt like they like it had been like almost tailored for my tastes, and now we're kind of getting away from that, and it's like there's still a lot of good stuff, but like sometimes it feels like, what I'm saying, like I don't want to say it's not as good, but maybe.
I'm fine with saying it's not as good. It's not as good. You were talking about mixing things up. Torneo de Escuelas was the thing that mixed things up in 2023. We hadn't seen an idea like that in such a long time. I mean, before that, when was the last, you know, when was the last tournament focused thing that, focused on the young talent? Technically, in Busca de un Ídolo, but how long ago was that?
Yeah, that
And
was
we
a
hadn't
long
had it
time
in
ago.
God knows how long. And they have this brand new, fresh idea that, can easily add more stars to your roster. Just keep pushing the young stars and even bring in outside names. And, you know, but right now, as we're seeing, it's getting shafted on Friday.
And what I think actually would have been probably a better way to integrate AEW talent if they wanted to do partnerships, right? If they still want to do partnerships and something for that, they could have give them a team on Torneo de Escuelas, and that's it. Like we don't need it goes back. We don't need Johnny Consejo on Fridays. We don't. It's not. He's not that enjoyable, and I don't understand the appeal either because in terms of like drawing, I guess, which drawing, selling out and stuff. I don't think like none of the shows with him. It's not like he's moving the needle, right? It's not like people are showing up to
He's
say,
not.
"I'm here to watch Johnny Consejo." Like
Yeah, it's quite. I don't think anyone's like, man, I'm so excited to see MXM and Tony Consejo show
what's
up.
what's the hidden appeal? Like again, I'm not trying to bash the guy or anything, right? But like it's just not what I want to watch. Like he's cool on ROH, he's cool on Collision, he's cool on AW, but I don't need like there's no need to turn CMLL Friday into like the CMLL Friday main event into the mid card
AW
of AW
Rampage.
Collision. Like
Mhm.
the need's not there, and I don't think the want is there from the people. Well, at least the people in the bubble who I follow. Again, I've yet to see it, but there maybe is a large contingent of Johnny Consejo fans, but I haven't seen it. So again, I speak for
Maybe they're
myself
on.
though.
Maybe they're on Facebook.
Maybe they're all on Facebook. I maybe if I make a Facebook again and I go on there and I look and it's just pages and pages of we
It's
want Johnny
Johnny Consejo.
Consejo. Me, I want the CMLL guys. I want like the
Trust
upper
me,
mid
he's not
carders who Fantastica Mania is right now, right? Like
bad.
a lot of the big names are really not that many either. Like what 13?
Yeah, dude. They cut this roster size this year quite a bit. Yeah,
New Japan don't got it, man. They don't got it. They spent all their
dude.
money on Tanahashi's
They took,
retirement.
they took a Magnus, but not one other junior.
They said, yeah, let's cut it. Let's just bring fewer guys this time.
They're like, sorry, we don't want to let you see your son.
Yeah, Australian
Magnus can
Japan
come.
apparently. That's
Yeah, well, I
crazy.
learned son that he left, what, 2 to 3 years ago. Just can't see him this year.
That's why I said Magnus. He was like, go check on the boy.
Yeah, go check on the boy. He's up next to be Black Tiger.
The new, yeah, Black Tiger M, Black Tiger Magnus. I saw he posted a mask. It actually looked really cool. Um, he
He
posted
even
a photo
changes
today.
he changes his Twitter name to Black Tiger or something like that.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was like, hey, um,
What are the
yeah,
chances that he actually does become the next Black Tiger? Or like just becomes imagine if he doesn't become the next Black Tiger, but he becomes the next Tiger Mask.
that'd be crazy. I mean, they're making the current Tiger Mask is like winding down, isn't he? Like he's
Oh,
retiring
yeah,
soon.
I think he's yeah, I think yeah, I'm pretty sure he's shining soon.
So, do you think they'll do another one? I mean, I feel like they have to, right? But some people are like, "Oh, the concept's kind of old."
I think they should.
It'd be a cool. I mean, it's a cool concept. It's pretty cool, you know. Who doesn't like a tiger mask and all the other, you know, spin-offs of tiger masks that come with him? Um, but yeah, I mean, that's mainly what I'm saying about all of that. It's just, you know, it's one of those things
There's
where
no
people have
excuse
disappointed.
to yeah, like there's no excuse to not book more people that haven't that haven't been appearing on Friday shows. Didn't I'm pretty sure Cubs even made a list of people that haven't been. Was it on the write up or was it on a tweet? Because I think he
I don't
mentioned a
remember.
list of talents that haven't even been booked once on a Friday show this year.
Yeah, and it's like some
Hold
really
on,
good talents,
let
some
me
really good names, and it's like,
let me see if I can find it.
why are we
Uh,
trying to fix something that's not broken? You know, like
right up. Give me a second.
why are we shaking up something that doesn't need to be shaken up? You know, that's one of the
Oh
best
yeah,
parts.
four ways.
Three ways, four ways. It's like every now and then, yeah, sure, but like, what when was the last one? It feels
Probably
like,
like
I mean,
8.
last week we had two three ways, and then this week again in the main event a four way on
So
Saturday the
here
main
we
event a
go.
three
Here's the
way.
list. You want me to name the list of luchadors who have not wrestled a Friday night this year?
Yeah, give us a
Okay.
list.
Dragón Legendario, Dragón de Fuego, Villano Tercero Jr., Hijo del Villano Tercero, Stuka Jr., Gran Guerrero, Valiente, Fuego, Dulce Gardenia, Guerrero Maya Jr., Dark Panther, Blue Panther Jr., Grixus, Alexius, Fury Boy, Péndulo, Terrible, Elemental. All these guys have not worked one Friday this year.
And it's like, yeah, all these guys aren't main eventers, but like there's a lot of strong mid carders in there, you know. And there are some people who I think should be in main events. Los Villanos, obviously.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like, what? Dude, who was it? Griffin mentioned it, right? They've been on one Friday since the aniversario from last year.
and the crazy thing is, they were getting so many opportunities leading up to the aniversario. So what changed? Why were they just suddenly like why have they
Dude,
just
it's
been knocked
actually,
out?
you know what it feels like? It feels like the scene in Toy Story where like they throw Woody, like Andy gets Buzz, and then all the merchandise starts getting removed. It feels like the CML office did that. They threw away the villanos and then just got a bunch of calaveras, like just calaveras merchandise, calaveras bookings here, there, everywhere.
I do
That's
kind of like Los Calaveras though a little bit. So, but like I'm saying, we should still have Los Villanos on here. You know, like what are we doing? You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's just what can you do? You know, I will say I will just continue to watch what I like, and this is my advice for people. Um, there will still be good stuff, obviously. You know, the talent there it's impossible for there not to be. But if you know, I'm not gonna watch a Johnny Consejo main event. Sorry, you know,
I'm
like
yeah, I'm not watching it. I'm saying this loud and clear. I will not be watching anything involving any AEW wrestlers or
like
MLW or what's the other MLP? Is that what it
yeah,
is?
MLP. That's the
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
gonna be watching anything involving any of those promotions.
And it's like I like some of those guys, and some of them could have some interesting matchups, but we're not. It's just like what are some of these matchups? You know, like I don't know, but Torneo de Escuelas, I will say the Cibernético that was on Tuesday was really good. Um, I don't know if you watched that, but it actually was really
Hell
good.
yeah. But I need to go back because people are saying it's probably the closest thing we're gonna get to an actual torneo cibernético with these guys. So
Yeah, it was, and it was really awesome. Like Estudiante Junior, he was really good. King Rex was
you see,
really
I
good.
told people to watch out for him. He had a
Um,
match against Sandokan 1 or 2 years ago.
he was awesome, dude. Like Cerebro Negro Junior is pretty good. Honestly,
That'd be
there was
so-
more good
That's
than
dope.
bad. Yeah, there was more
That's
good than bad.
dope.
But there were also
I
some
saw Jay
guys who I
Ortega
just don't
did
remember
the
them
spine
doing
buster.
anything.
I saw that. I saw my guy Jay Ortega did the big spine buster.
Yeah. Oh, it looked awesome too. It looked so good. Um,
Dude, I saw. Did they allow him to do any German suplexes?
I can't
As if
remember
they did, it's
actually.
such a missed opportunity, man. He has such a good German suplex.
I was really blown away by Estudiante Jr. Like, he looks like Wagner Jr. You know, like he has the body type of like 2000 and I want to say maybe early 2000s Wagner Jr. where he's still kind of big before he
Before the
leans out
actual,
some.
yeah,
Um, and like his mannerisms are really good. His moves are really good. Like he's a natural. He's a natural. Keep him in. You know, that's a guy. And again, that's a guy who I want to see eventually get to main events
yeah.
because
Don't let him slip out of your hands, or he's gonna end up facing Bravo or whatever the hell the Grande Americano guy is called on a
God
random
Almighty.
AAA taping where they lose in 3 minutes.
And here's the thing. This is the thing that's like for me. I'm just like God Almighty, dude. Like the Mexican guys are getting whooped in AAA like all the time. The focus is almost never on them, right? Why it doesn't have to be the same in CMLL. I don't need to see AW, ROH, MLW. I don't need to see them come in and just whoop my favorite guys. That does not make me want to watch more. I want to watch, and I think that if they want to get send them to MLW, lose on MLW, and then win in CMLL, because most likely I'll watch the CMLL one and I won't watch my guys get whooped. Like
Exactly. It's like, don't think I forgot about Robbie X beating Nail. Like, don't think I forgot.
I forgot. I didn't even remember that happened. Maybe I blocked
Yeah,
it out of my memory.
such a tragedy. Yeah, you should. I wish I did, but nope.
I want to see our guys. I want to see our guys. These are the stars. These are the guys. Like you want to make them. You
Exactly.
know,
What's the point of pushing them up the card if you're gonna make them like not
yeah,
like
get them whooped.
literally make a mid card, low card guys that they'll just lose. You can't not protect you can't not protect anyone that's not Mystico. Like you should protect people, not just you can protect other people, and not just Mystico.
It's better because then when Mystico beats them, it's even better. Or when they beat Mystico, it's a big deal. But like, if you have a guy, like if you have a top guy who's whooping all of your guys, and then you have Johnny Consejo come in and beat him, that just makes all of your guys look worse than Johnny Consejo. It's like, what are we doing?
Exactly, exactly. Johnny Fonseca's he's not even a guy that wins on ROH frequently. That's the.
He's not a big part. And the thing is, like, if you want to send over like a big name from AEW and they beat, maybe like a mid card guy from CMLL, like, does that make me super happy? No, but I mean, it's more acceptable and it's more sound. I think it's more sound
It's
booking
like
too.
it's
Like
like, dude, Los Hermanos Chavez struggled more against MXM than they did against the Death Riders. Like, what?
it's like like I would rather see like who's a AEW main eventer that like if Kenny Omega came and like he beat like I don't know like Stuka Jr. right? I would be like, obviously, I'd be rooting for Stuka Jr. But if Kenny Omega won, I'd be like, well, obviously, he's like one of the top stars of AEW. He's like he wins all the time on AEW, so you know, it makes sense. But like, Johnny Castillo comes in and beats Difunto. He beats Flip Gordon, who
Exactly.
just won Reyes del Aire, who's
Yeah.
your uh
Well,
your
historic
historic
yeah.
middleweight champ. Like, Johnny Castillo's better than your historic middleweight champ. No, he's not.
Yeah. It's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, these decisions don't make any sense. Like, what do you mean? These guys are, getting beaten by low cards, and then on other shows, they're beating people like the Beast Mortos or Bandito or someone like that.
Now, if look, The one name, look, I will say this: if Andrade came back, he can beat a lot of guys. He'd be okay if Andrade, because he's like a
It's like,
CMLL guy. I still see him as like but you know,
it's
hierarchy.
like
The
if we had,
hierarchy
it's like if we
matters.
yeah, hierarchy. It's like if we had, so if it's like when you took a CML low card, like if we sent Retro over to be like Swerve Strickland,
Yeah, like they wouldn't do that. Why we?
or if you had a low card tag team, like if you who's a low card tag team, like if you had, unfortunately, if you had someone like Coyote and Polvara go over to AEW and beat the Young Bucks, or
They beat FTR.
any
They beat the
any
Young
any
Bucks.
yeah, FTR, or any combination of a Don Callis family.
It's like what's going on? Like this. I mean, you could build them up over time, but like that's not what's happening. It's just they show up and they just start whooping everybody. I don't know. What can you do? What can you do except be disappointed and let's jump ahead. I'm let's talk about Satanico. All right. So, like we mentioned earlier, Satanico is this year's honoree for Homenaje a Dos Leyendas. What do we know about El Satanico? What do you know about El Satanico, Flo? What can you tell us about El Satanico? For everybody who
Dude,
maybe does not have no clue who he is.
dude, he's so evil. Like, this
He's
dude
so
would
evil.
walk out and people would boo this man. Not only that, but he's his faction that he made, I don't even remember when, long ass time ago. Los Infernales has had so many iterations, faction wars. Another faction was literally split off from the Infernales. And I mean, just they're still, the Los Infernales are still around, and he's still wrestling at what? Or he's still currently wrestling at the age of what? What is he? 74?
74, 75, maybe? Maybe
Yeah,
more than that. Maybe 76.
yeah. Like, this dude has been wrestling for a long. This dude wrestled a lot of people. Like, this dude wrestled a lot of old names. Like, if I go to
53
his
years wrestling.
if I go check Satanico's cage match right now and I check some of his earliest matches, I can guarantee you that I will be able to find a match of him against, some name. Here, let's jump all the way back to 1977. Let's see some of the names. He still faced he still faced a Chamaco Ortiz. He faced someone like Chamaco Ortiz, Rafael Salamanca, Talisman. He faced a bunch of these these names that it's like, you know, older Lucha fans know, but like you ask them now and like, they'll be like, who the hell is that Chamaco Ortiz? Or who's this? Who's that? Like, but no, Satanico wrestled with them, and he also got to wrestle a bunch of the newer age guys. Like, he wrestled alongside Hechicero and a bunch of other names. Like, he's been here for a long time, and if anyone has a bunch of knowledge and history regarding lucha, and just an overall maestro of the sport, it's Satanico.
Absolutely. He wrestled legends, like people you consider legends today who were legends back then, like
He
legends that
wrestled the original Mocho Cota, like,
he was
you
wrestling
know,
guys that like there's no footage of, but they
yeah,
are
he was
still considered legends just off of
exactly.
names, and like and oral history and magazines and newspapers and like this guy like 53 years. That's crazy. Like
Yeah, like
and it's not like he was good some years. This Satanico's been consistently like a great
dude.
rudo. Like even
Oh yeah,
at his age, right? And I think Satanico is one of the best examples of like, the body,
adapting.
over time. You're not young forever. Your body is not going to last forever. You're not going to be able to do everything that you were able to do when you were, like at age 76. You're not going to be able to do things when you were 20, right?
Yeah, or even like stuff that you were able to do whenever you were like 42.
Yeah,
You
40,
know,
50. But like his style, classic lucha libre style. I mean, it's
beats you
like
up.
timeless, you know? You want to talk about like, this is something that lasts generations, and even today we're seeing some. It's not the majority of people who still do this like clásico, like lucha clásica style, arras de lona, like
Dude, so many. There's very few people that do it. It sucks.
exactly. In the age of crucifix drivers, in the age of Canadian
Spanish
destroyers,
fly. Yeah,
Spanish
Spanish.
flies, all these things that look amazing. Like obviously lucha changes over time. The taste of the audience changes over
Yeah,
time. People want to see different things, but this stuff like
it's
is timeless in that when you see somebody who does it really, really well, you want to keep watching it. And that's why people like people
yeah.
like Shelwa,
Shelwa,
Hechicero,
Magnético.
Guerrero Maya,
Pero como, yeah,
Magnético.
Magnético. Cerebro Negro Jr. Basically any of the guys that do like Llave.
Yeah.
They're you can't. The problem with the sort of style, well, I won't specifically say a Llave, but for example, like the brawling style is that they're slightly limited to not like be like one of the biggest factors that I feel like impacted it a lot was, being able to punch someone in the head, multiple times and, blood coming out. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that was it was a big factor, yes, but there's still guys that are still good at doing this sort of, brawling. Like Sandokan is a good brawler. I
Exactly.
mean, we saw his match with Judas el Traidor. The dude was bleeding.
Exactly. It's like, if you're good at it, people will still like it. If you are not as good at it, if you can't get the crowd involved, if you can't get them to buy in
Yeah,
on it, then it's,
exactly.
just where you get like the shitty brawlers.
It,
you
it
know?
also comes it also comes with having like an actual old school mentality, like being willing to look like making yourself look slightly goofy, you know, taking the hits from the technicals, taking these crazy bumps, doing like a salida de bandera, you know.
And being smart about it too, because another
Yeah,
thing is like the longevity, right? I mean, just look at Satanico. He's 74, 75, right? And he's still working a smart style, like his body's not completely broken down. Um, and it shows that, like, this lucha clásica style, like, it can last you a very long time. Solar, Negro Navarro, like, these are names that, like, these guys are, you know,
old.
yeah, very experienced, and they can still captivate people with simple things. Like this is the real. People love to talk about psychology, right? Is there a more psychological style than this lucha clásica where you're doing so much with so little? Like, to me, I think that is one of the prime examples of quote unquote like great psychology. Everybody loves to talk about, oh, lucha doesn't have psychology. Oh, it's
Oh
just
man.
flips
And the Orin putting in a headlock for 3 minutes, man.
in high spots, and it's like that's. And they go on and on about oh, psychology is like
Triple
psychology
H.
is when you put a chin lock in and you look at the camera and you do a monologue and you're like, I hate you.
Man, Triple H is my favorite psychological breaker.
Oh, the cerebral assassin. Yeah, man. Okay. Hey, man. All time Satanico, way further. Way, way, way. The
Dude,
same conversation needs to be had.
there's like more than 200 luchadors that I would put over Triple H. That list could probably is arguably even longer than 200.
It's probably like 1,000. I would probably put like 1,000 guys over here. That's just personal enjoyment, of course. Everybody's
Sorry,
gonna
I'm
have
putting
different
Coco
lists,
Rojo
but
over Triple H every day.
um, but yeah, like Satanico is, and the thing is too, the thing that really separates Satanico even more, not only luchador for 50 years, a trainer, a top tier elite trainer as well. Um, Basically, anybody who has gone through the CMLL system, the schools, the CMLL training schools, at some point, I'm not going to make the claim that they were completely trained by Satanico or anything, but at some point, Satanico's training got to them for at least, a little bit, At some point, they
Yeah,
must have passed through a Satanico class in some form, right? Not everybody, but a lot. a whole lot of people, considering he
Yeah.
was like the head trainer for Guadalajara, right? And I think he was
Yeah.
in Ciudad de Mexico for a while too, before he went back to Guadalajara and he took over the Diablo Velasco gym, of who he was a student, one of his best students, he claims as well. I think one of the only other ones was one of the only other bests. I think he said one of the other people above him was like Gran Cochise, who again another excellent trainer. So he could be. I mean, Satanico is like a Hall of Famer three ways, right? As a
Yes.
trainer, as singles, Los
On
Infernales.
faction. Yeah.
You know, all in all, basically what we're saying is this is one of the most deserved. You know, a lot of them are deserved. I think a lot of the homenaje dos leyendas are deserved, but this is extremely deserved for El Satanico. And today, as part of this episode, we bring two matches. Do you want me to go first?
He
Or do you
also
want me
knows
to go
once to
first?
call it quits.
Say again.
He also knows. He also knew when it was time to hang up the boots.
Exactly. Exactly. And he's doing it in a place that he spent a lot of time because Homenaje dos Leyendas will be his retirement match as well. One match, by the way. They kept hammering that. Not so subtle.
Not a tour.
Yeah, not a tour. You know, there was a lot of retirement tours. This is a retirement match. This is going to be one final match. As a full-time luchador, he'll probably still be training, I would assume, right?
Probably. I would hope so. You know.
He's so good
You know,
at it, you would assume, yeah.
this isn't a Fuerza Guerrera retirement tour.
Yeah. God, some of those retirement tours that shouldn't have been
We need
tours.
a retirement tour.
I mean, a lot of those retirement tours also, I feel like, ended up hurting. I mean, the idea of a tour that just kept going and going and going kind of hurts the final match, you know? So it's smart to just pick one and say, this is my last one.
Ooh.
But for these matches, do you want to go first, Phil? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. So what match do you have for us today, Phil?
I brought in Pirata Morgan versus El Satanico in an apuestas. Give me a second. I brought their apuestas. Hold on, I was looking up the date. Give me a second. It's because they've had more than one apuestas in the
Yeah.
past, so you know, Infernales drama. Okay, November 26th from 1993.
In Texcoco, right?
Yes, Texcoco. Yeah.
So what can you tell us
This
about this
was,
match?
I can tell you that these two used to be friends, and then stuff happened with Los Infernales, and you know, as stuff with Los Infernales seems to happen and keeps repeating itself over and over again, um, it led to people brawling and it led to a lot of bloodshed. I mean, this is a match between two of arguably two of the best brawlers ever. Satanico, you know, known for his brawling style, and Pirata Morgan, also known for just being one of the most crazy and psychotic dudes that's willing to just bleed, get thrown into pose, get share shots to the head, all that sorts of stuff. You know, shoot punches, it's a bunch of stuff like that. Um, and I mean, a lot of what I just named off is included in this match. That there's a lot of there's a good amount of blood. They do a lot of brawling. I mean, I can tell you the first two falls, one of them ended with like a roll up. Um, or what was it, a roll up or like a land? It was like a landslide, right?
I'll say one thing I wanted to say about early in this match. They were bleeding really quick.
Yeah,
Pirata Morgan was bleeding like from the first exchange, and it was awesome. It was so cool.
that's just Pirata Morgan. No, but yeah, like I mean, the first two falls were pretty good, but it had your standard brawling action. But like Foos mentioned, Pirata Morgan was bleeding pretty quickly, and dude, I mean, the way that this match just escalated, it kind of went like slightly back and forth of who got the upper hand, but both of these dudes were just like kicking each other's ass brutally. They were
Dude,
punching each other. They were doing all sorts
especially in
of
that
ball.
third fall. They were
Yeah, the
whooping
third
each other in
fall.
that third fall.
The first two, yeah, the first two falls they were doing some brawling and some slight yabeo exchanges. But the third fall is when they're like, all right, let's take it to let's take it to another level because
I had a note
you're
here at the end of the second fall where Pirata Morgan he took the second fall. I think he did this awesome I don't know what type of kick. It was like a reverse drop kick, almost like a I don't know what would you describe like a mule kick almost. You know, like he
yeah,
did it
yeah,
and he just nailed Satanico with it right in the chest. I was like, that's awesome. That was so cool.
it was
What other notes do I have for this? Pirata Morgan's gear for this match was
like
really nice, dude. Like, yes,
he had like a sort of like a grayish thing, like a grayish silver thing going on in his
yeah.
like pants, and then
And then
Satanico had like more classic Infernal
with the
gear.
flames on it, yeah, it looks
Yeah,
so
with the
good.
flame on the side. Yeah.
I also really liked, and I think I just like this about Satanico in general, how he fouls like very sneakily.
Dude, that was so good. The ref is like, what happened? Just let
Exactly.
go.
It was. I mean, this match was a delight, dude. Like watching these matches, these Satanico matches, like it's always good, you know. And
Yeah.
I have a lot of these matches on in the background sometimes, but like
Mhm.
for things like this, where like I'm taking active notes and like writing a lot of
Mhm.
this stuff down, it's like it brings the appreciation up even more, you know. Like it's like God Almighty, dude.
'Cause
Like I
you just
gotta
don't see
talk
stuff
about
like this
this.
anymore. Yeah.
That's another point I wanted to make. Thank you for saying that because a lot of the moves that they're doing, a lot of the sequences, a lot of the kind of stuff in the ring that they're
Classic.
doing, it's classic, and you don't really see like you'll see some of it sometimes, but like you won't see a lot of these sequences the same anymore. Like it's a different style now, and it's refreshing to go back and watch how it used to be done. And I'm not saying maybe we personally think it's better, but some people maybe are like, well, our in our opinion, would you say it's better?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
I mean,
appreciate
if
a
you
lot. I can appreciate modern matches and I can appreciate classic matches. I have a very deep appreciation for the classics. The more you watch, the more you appreciate them because you're just like they were doing a whole lot with. They were very creative, um, in a different way than they are today. Does that make
yeah.
sense? Like we get a lot more crazy dives. We get a lot more like
Dude, the stuff that the guys are willing to take, just way better.
yeah, smarter
It's
too in a
like,
way. Like they're taking things that are more logical sometimes. The little fouls that don't end the match. By the way, the fouls. One thing I noticed is Satanico's fouls. Sometimes they would set up like a finish, but they wouldn't like end the match. Does that make sense? Like they would
yeah.
set up like the fall like a fall, or they would set up like the next sequence, or they would just kind of like
Yes.
stop the comeback from like a technical, right? They would stop the opponent from finishing them, but he wouldn't. You know, I'm not saying this all the time because obviously I think there are some where he fouls and wins like that, but in these matches it would be like a foul and then like it just kind of helped him get the advantage for the
Yeah.
next part, you know?
Dude, and also like stuff like roll up finishes. Like I wish we could go back to that. Like just simple stuff like, a casita, getting a fall done, or just stuff like that.
Like
More like
the holds that end falls.
yeah, just like a simple hold, or even something like this is one of the key things that I appreciate about watching AML is like they'll still do, finishes where it's like they do a tijeras or they would do like a rana to complete one fall, or they'll finish a fall with like just something like just simply as like throwing someone into the ropes and like doing a rebound power bomb, something simple like that is like I enjoy that a lot.
It's good. It's simple. It works. You know, like you said, the simplicity of it, and it's a skill in and of itself. Like these are some of these are complicated holds to end falls, right? A
Yeah.
casita is it looks simple, right? But I can be definitely be sold on the idea that this is a super strong hold that a few luchadores can use if they're good enough at it to end the match. Like a
And
lot of people can do a casita. Can everybody end a match with a casita? No, but if you're skilled enough, you can. Like does that
yeah,
make sense?
like you said, like even just doing like a stand like like it doesn't have to be the last fall. It can be a first fall or second fall when it comes to a 6-man tag. That's fine. Or even like letting falls or like just letting stuff like La Estrella, letting, ending a fall with La Estrella and then someone doing the Rana to in the middle. Like I would like that to come back, you know. Complexity isn't always needed. Sometimes simplicity is key and it's sometimes really works really well.
And it gets the crowd to understand it more. But I don't know. It's so good to look back on this because it was different. Yeah, we're doing. If you haven't noticed by now, we're definitely doing a lot more lucha flashbacks, talking about classic matches. Um, I feel like that's a good direction for future episodes. This is
Yeah.
for everybody listening. But anything else on this match? Anything?
Man, just at the beginning of the third fall where they go out to the audience and then they go into the audience and Pirata Morgan leaves Satanico just there and the referee is checking up on him while I mean not Satanico, while Pirata Morgan is in the ring just waiting for him to come back in. And they do like a camera shot where you can just see how fucking bloodied up Satanico is. Dude,
So good.
awesome. Awesome, yeah. That was really awesome.
It's so good, dude. Um, the match that I brought also features a lot of blood in it. This is Satanico against Atlantis from January 20th, 1984. To give some context around this match, at this point, Satanico is the NWA World Middleweight Champion. And if Atlantis can beat him in this match, then he gets a shot at the belt. This is a very, like we've been talking about, this is a very classic Lucha Libre. This is 80s, 1984. Lots of classic moves, holds, sequences. And Atlantis is firmly the technical. Satanico is firmly the rudo. There's not really any in between here. But I will say, for this time, the technicals were allowed to do a little more than I think they are today, if that makes sense. They were allowed to be a little more brutal. All right, I have a lot of notes on this, so I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, wrestling just sucks now.
When we watch this, dude, when you watch something like this and then you watch something else like newer, it's really easy to be like, man, it was better back then. All right, so let me talk through the beats of this match for our listeners who are interested. From the very start of this one, Atlantis is on aggressive. He comes out kicking literally. He has
He's on
two drop
fire.
kicks. Yes, two drop kicks. On the third one, he misses. Satanico rolls to the outside. Take a breather. Here, the first big thing I was saying. Great way to get heat. Classic Rudo. Get out of the ring. Make the audience mad that you're not in there. Waste time. Make Atlantis kind of like that adrenaline that he was started out with. Cool that off a bit, right? Satanico very smart. He gets back in the ring. He is smart, but Atlantis is very dominant in this first fall. Atlantis locks in La de Caballo, and Satanico escapes by biting Atlantis' fingers to make him release the hold. And I think commentary mentioned that they said that's how Mochocota lost his fingers. But I think he actually
Dude,
lost them in like a factory accident. But
that's
after
crazy.
they get back up, I thought that was so funny. After they get back up, Atlantis again gets back in control. Satanico tries to whip him to the corner. Atlantis steps up. He does like that really cool plancha, that reverse plancha where he runs up the turnbuckle, turns around, hits a plancha, and
Yeah.
then he puts Satanico en la mecedora, um, ends the first fall. A hold ending the first fall. Who would have thought, you know? I did want to say this as well. This is, we're mainly talking about Satanico, but Atlantis in this match is so good, dude. Like, he is on 10. Silky
This is
smooth.
yeah. This is almost like prime. Honestly, you could say this is one of Atlantis' peaks, arguably.
He's so good here. I think I think they said he was like a rookie in 83 too. So this is only 84. He's still very young. Um, Anybody that tries to tell you Atlantis is super overrated and was never good, they're lying to you. Don't listen to them. There's a lot of really great Atlantis matches.
Yeah. It's like
Um,
the same people that shit on Canet. Don't trust people that
yeah,
shit.
these guys were big for a reason. People just like, one of the craziest things. I don't know if you see this a lot. One of the craziest things people love to talk about is like, oh, Atlantis is just like a nepo baby. He's actually related to the management of CMLL. I don't think that's true. First off, and if it was, he definitely earned his spot because the guy wrestling out of his mind. Like,
Yeah.
he's very good. He's a very good classic technical. Like, I don't see a lot of people. I mean, they hate Atlantis and they hate Atlantis Junior. That just does not play for me in the same way. So, but second fall, Atlantis again. He's in control. He is just decimating Satanico's back. He hits backbreaker, 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 and it's not like the one where he like flips him over and brings him down.
Yeah.
This is one where like it almost looks like a back body drop. He lifts him up like close to his head and then just drops him forward on his knee. Gnarly. I mean, he was
It's just
breaking
like
backs.
you
It's
said
like
he still doesn't stay.
yeah, it's like the Roderick Strong kind of backbreaker, for people who need a reference point and haven't.
Yeah. Atlantis does it better though. You just gotta get.
Yeah. We could say that. Um so then he's hitting all these backbreakers. He's working the torso, working the midsection. Atlantis locks in a tirabuson. And this is where the
Dude,
foul comes
that
in.
looks so brutal.
Dude, he hits him with his elbow. Like, just nails him in his regions with his elbow, dude. Ref doesn't see it at all. So he can't
As soon as
call
that
it.
happened, I played the Tom and Jerry scream.
Yeah,
That's what I heard about it.
oh, I mean, that's what he had to have been like. God, that was brutal. Then, Satanico gains control. He starts dribbling Atlantis' head off the ring like a basketball. Posts on the turnbuckles, on the apron, and, just getting him discombobulated. Atlantis gets out of the ring. He comes back in. Satanico hits with like a modified. Commentary was calling it like a tirabuzón and a cangrejo combined because it was like a tirabuzón on top, and then Satanico, when he put him in the pin, he kind of held onto a leg too. And Satanico's the second fall there. And again, great holds in the second fall. Um, Fall 3 is so good because this fall is so brutal. I mean, Satanico is just butchering Atlantis, rips open the mask, gets him to bleed. Satanico is gnawing with his teeth on Atlantis' forehead. Just, I mean, decimating that cut. And Atlantis is bloody. I mean, by the end of this match, Atlantis it's all over his chest, it's all over his mask. And Satanico just keeps gnawing at that cut. The ref starts to say something. And then on the recording, I don't know if you noticed this, the color goes out. So it's just black and white.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, the black and white. I was like, what happened?
Do you think that was purposeful because of the blood, or do you think that was an actual problem with the transmission?
I feel like it could have been either.
It
Because
could have, because it was a lot of blood.
TV, yeah, a lot of blood, but then we know how stuff was then. At
Exactly.
that time.
They were a little quicker to censor blood back then, and maybe actually, well, that might be a little more quicker to censor today because it's not even allowed. But
Not only that, but technical issues were pretty common with, the tapes back then. So
true, true. Um, and then Atlantis is bleeding crazy, and like I was saying earlier, technicals were allowed to do a lot more back then because Atlantis, as soon as he gets just a little bit of an advantage, he cut Satanico open too. And they're both just completely bloody here in this third fall. Bloodlusted Atlantis on a different level, bro. Like at one point they are just bleeding all over their faces, down their chests, and they're
I
standing in the middle of the
wish.
ring, dude, throwing those big punches and just like emptying the tank. Um, Atlantis doing some more of those, like lift up backbreakers on his knee. Um,
Dude,
and
brutal.
then at one point, Atlantis knocks Satanico to the outside and hits a plancha. And I mean, at this point, I was like, we're cooking so hard right now. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I was just like, we're cooking
I wish
so
the singles matches were still formatted like this, dude.
dude. Oh my god.
There's barely any people that can even come close to matching that.
Technicals aren't allowed to be as nasty.
Technicals can't do anything, dude. All there's like your big spots.
Yeah,
Trying to get
they can
for
only do
you.
like variations on like ranas and
Yeah, do your little rope tricks and make the crowd cheer for you. Don't
do
show
some
any
dives.
personality.
Yeah, do some dives. If they do something to you, you're not allowed to do it back to them. Back then, bro, guys like Atlantis, Hijo del Santo, El Perro
Dude, these guys
Aguayo.
didn't. Yeah, even guys that I'm not particularly fond of. Even Rayo de Jalisco Jr. would fight back like crazy.
Because it was like, you're in a fight. You're in a fight with these guys. And yeah, you're the good guy. You're not going to start the shenanigans, right? Like, that's the thing. They would not start the shenanigans, but they would end them, like, that's the thing. Like, if you're in a fight, right? And
Yeah,
obviously things are different today, but like, if you are in a fight and a guy picks up a rock and
dude, I'm
starts
picking
trying
up.
to hit you, are you not going to
I'm,
pick one up too?
I'm, pick- I'm not picking. It's like I'm either doing that or I'm picking up a stick.
Yeah, right? Like,
Farther range.
you're gonna defend yourself as best you can, and that for this that was that. You know, Turnabout is fair play here. So the very end, we're really here. You can tell we're getting close to the end because these guys have just thrown everything at each other, and they get back in the ring, and Atlantis is able to throw on Cerrajera, and that's a move that's kind of similar to a tirabuzon, and created by Enrique Llanes. Uh, Commentary mentioned that, and then I did a little more research on it. I went and looked at it, and I was like, oh yeah, he did do it. um, and he tries to finish the match with that. It almost looks like I said, it looks like a tirabuzon, and like he's like wrenching it, um, trying to get Satanico to submit. But Satanico is more experienced. He's able to get out of the hold, and you know, stop Atlantis from submitting him, but Atlantis is still trying really hard. It doesn't, stop Atlantis from, it's not like Atlantis is like, oh, you got out of my hold and now you throw on a hold. Atlantis just kept going,
Yeah,
and
he's like, I'm
he,
not. It's not ending that easily.
yeah, right, and Atlantis starts doing these topes like the Mil Máscaras kind of style, like with the flying tope, and
We need
Satanico
that. We
gets in
need
the
more.
yeah, Satanico gets in the corner. Atlantis goes for one of those. Satanico moves. Atlantis just eats corner. He eats the turnbuckle, and that's all. That's all it takes because Satanico puts on that cruceta, and then he
Mm.
pulls in the top of Satanico standing up. He puts on the cruceta. He pulls in the top of Atlantis's arms and does like doble palancas, like behind his wrenching
Dude,
on Atlantis's
those
arms.
I want more Yavis like that to come back. I want stuff I know I keep complaining. I want that, dude. Stuff like that. I see that. I'm like, dude, that looks brutal. That looks brutal to take. If I'm already worn down and someone starts doing that, dude, I'm giving up.
I'd be like, enough, 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 enough. Because like They're wrenching on your arms. They got your leg. You're basically hogtied, right? Like they got you
Dude, and I'm
hogtied,
bleeding too.
and you're bleeding. Yeah, like you have to give up, right? If you're fresh, maybe if you're fresh, you don't give up from that. But these guys have just brutalized each other. Um, so Satanico wins. Atlantis gives up with this hold. And the thing that I love the most here at the end, the cherry on top, bro. This was the best part. I thought this was literally a cherry on a very good match. Satanico, after he wins, you know how after you win like a big singles match, a big title match, you like raise the other guy's hand too, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
give this guy a round of applause type stuff. Bro, Satanico raises Atlantis' hand and then just punches him in the face, dude. Knocks him
He's
out
so
of the
real.
ring. And that's
So
like,
real.
that's it. Like, no title shot for Atlantis. You lose, buddy.
Exactly.
And you
Yeah.
know what? You don't get a
Not gonna
title, but you
lie.
get a punch to the mouth.
Exactly. What was it? What was it? Was it a middleweight title?
It was the middleweight. Yeah, he has
It's like,
Satanico's holding an NWA middleweight. Yeah.
it's like, get out of here, man. Who's up next? Apollo Dantes? Come on.
Yeah. Like, the funniest thing is, like, he didn't even get an actual title shot. This was just for a title shot. Like, he just lost the match. I was like,
Dude, yeah, it's like, dude, he did all that for nothing.
brutalized. But that's the thing. He's willing to do all that for a chance at the title. That means that title must be worth,
Uh,
all that blood, all of that pain, all of that torture that Satanico just put in through. And he still came up short. So
back of the line.
get back there,
Back
buddy.
of the line. Back there, buddy. Who's up next? Polo,
El
Emilio,
Faraón. Who
El
knows?
Faraón. Dude, you said it was what, 84?
84, yeah. It was really
That might
good.
have been. I think that might have even been before. No, I think Apollo might have already been wrestling by that time, but dude, that would have been like early, maybe like super early babyface Apollo Dantes.
Yeah. During this time over at El Toreo, they were having
Oh yeah, no, he had
38,000 people on
he debuted in
Sundays,
1988. This was 4 years before Apollo Dantes even debuted. So yeah,
Oh,
that's almost half a decade before he even laced up the boots.
it was
And
awesome.
Satanico was already doing all this stuff.
Yeah, Satanico was torturing Atlantis in the middle of the ring. If you've never watched these matches, I hope our little segment here gets you to watch them. If you have watched them, what did you think? Let us know. In the comments. If you're on YouTube listening to this, if you're on Spotify, let us know somehow what you thought about this match or both of these matches.
Leave it on your review. Yeah.
They were awesome. I thought they were incredible.
Anything but rating them on Cage Match.
Yeah. Do they have a
Please.
rating? Probably not.
Maybe. I haven't checked, but there was that one time that I mentioned a match from last year where I was like, "Damn, this match was pretty good," and someone was like, "Oh man, this match was like it was okay."
Yeah, they were
Club
like,
Lucha Podcast recommended it.
"Oh,
Fuck
we're
you.
hyped." Oh man, it was good. I'll say. Look, I still think this one is not rated. Oh no, it is. It's 8.12. Wow, somebody rated it a 5. Are you crazy?
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Hold on. I need to check if the one that I suggested also got a rating. Give me a second.
Wow, they rated it like last month. This is crazy. These
Oh
this
god,
match
yep,
has
someone
ratings from
rated.
like this year.
Oh wow, someone rated it. Yeah, someone rated the Pirata Morgan versus Satanico match. Dude, they rated it a 10. The one person rated it a 10.
It's only got one rating.
Yeah, one rating. First rating, and they got it. The person rated it a 10, yeah.
This one has 31 votes. 4 people have given it this one a 10, and then 9 a 9, 9 an 8, 8 a 7. Nobody a 6, but 1 a 5. Some people were really critical. I don't know.
And someone really hated Atlantis. Satanico versus Super Astro from UWA in 1985.
I could never hate a Super Astro match.
Someone really hated that match. They gave it a 4.
Let me look on his match guide.
Oh, let me see. Oh, it was only 5 minutes. Okay, I guess, but I need to go back and check out that match.
Hmm. There's not a lot on his match guide, honestly.
Yeah, dude, there you have. I mean, most of them are like older EM. Dude, a bunch of them are just. Most of them are just EMLL stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, sure, like 2000. Like there, I don't even. There's only two matches from the 2000s.
Interesting.
One of them isn't even rated. It's literally just. It's only there because Meltzer gave it a rating.
Which one?
Y Hefesto. No, Averno, el Satánico, el Mephisto versus Felinos, Negro Casas, and Super Parca.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, wow. Oh, now there's in this 2002. No ratings.
Oh,
Maybe that
dude.
should be our next big thing. We should just
Next,
start going
maybe.
through
Yeah,
Satanico
that
projects.
or yeah, we're probably gonna do more Satanico matches, but dude, honestly, one of us probably should have brought one of the Atlantis versus Satanico matches. I didn't
You
even
know,
think about that.
I did think about it, but I was like, is that too on the nose? Like, because those are like some of his most famous ones. I was like, are people just gonna be like,
They're
what? This is
fantastic, man. They're fantastic matches, though.
yeah. That's the thing. We were trying to be, you know, a little
Yeesh.
different. But we'll bring it. We'll bring it for the next one.
We can bring, dude. Damn, some people really don't like Satanico versus Jerry Estrada.
What is this one? Satanico versus Ultimo Dragon. I have not seen this
That's
one before. I need to go watch this.
dude. Oh,
Super World
okay,
Sports.
I'll give them credit for giving the Gran Cochise match. For most people, at least, giving it like near a 10 because Gran Cochise is underrated as fuck. So
That's true. That's true.
that match is excellent. Satanico versus Gran Cochise. If you guys haven't checked that out, excellent match. I wish we had more footage of Gran Cochise.
Hmm. I mean,
Most of
you
his
could say
stuff,
that.
yeah,
You could say that about like a billion luchadores who
yeah,
are
dude,
like,
the freaking. I think the earliest match, yeah, the earliest match we probably have footage from him was probably from like 1980, maybe 1979, possibly. No, I don't think we have. Do we have footage from 1979? We might have like a match or two from 79.
I'll tell you right now, the earliest match footage that we have for Gran Cochise.
It's there's no way it's in the 70s. It has to be like early 80s.
Okay, the earliest match for Gran Cochise is 83 against Mochocota.
Yeah, you
Bro,
see it,
it doesn't even have a link to it though.
dude. You
It's
see,
84 now. It's a three-way. And then
you
the
see,
next one, the first singles match, is the Satanico one.
dude. You see, Gran Cochi, and then look at how many. That's literally 10 years of his career though before we got an actual taping of him.
That's crazy.
And I see, I'm looking at some of the thing. I'm looking at some of these matches. Well, I mean, I'm sure most of these matches weren't even placed there, but I'm saying, for example, 1982. I see Alfonso Dante Satánico en el Supremo versus Cachorro Mendoza, Gran Cochise, and Ringo Mendoza. Like that sounds insane.
This is awesome. Damn. If only, if we had a time machine and a video camera,
No, legit.
it could
Or like
change,
this one, dude. El
change everything.
Vengador and Mr. Niebla versus Gran Cochise and Águila India. When he met, dude, look, hear this match out. Sangre Chicana and Tony Salazar versus Águila India and Gran Cochise.
That one's no footage, right?
Yeah, no footage, dude. He also has one. He has a match again. He has a hair versus hair match against Americo Roca, which we don't have footage of from the 46th aniversario. And then another hair versus hair match between him and Sangre Chicana from a Viernes.
See, these were like the golden years. Is there any other like promotion that we just don't have? I mean, is there like any other part of the world? It feels like
I mean, yeah,
Japan. They have footage of their golden years. The U.S. has
they have.
footage
Yeah,
of
they
their
have
golden years, but
Mexico, bro.
no, that's
If
just it
we
just
had
wasn't
stuff
there.
like, imagine if we had like Cavernario Galindo footage.
Things might be very different today.
Dude, like imagine the greatest wrestler of all time just going into we had, footage of guys like, Bobby Bonales, Cavernario Galindo, Black Shadow, you know, all these OG guys,
It's a cruel
especially
world.
footage of Santo that isn't, from movies
It's a
or his
cruel
final
world we
match.
live in. I'll tell you that right now. It's a cruel world we live in where we have all of this bad wrestling footage, and we don't have some of the best. Well, what can you do? You know.
And even here's the thing. Even so, we there's still a bunch of stuff that from like the 2000s that we know we know CML has a backlog of, and they haven't released it.
That won't be
Where are
released.
all where
Yeah,
where are all the 2000s and minis matches? Release them.
we got that one mystical match, and then no other classic footage was released.
Dude, it's brutal.
Honestly, I would be happy if they just started releasing that. Like that could be you know, they want to keep booking Johnny Consejo. Okay, but you have to give me all the classic footage so I can watch it.
Why can't we have like a separate, like I would easily pay the $15-$20 a month if we got like a CML Vault channel,
Yeah, the classics.
and they just released, yeah, like backlogs, you
Oh
know,
well.
just 90s, 80s matches, you know, 2000s minis. I know me and Rob Viper want, but you know, because minis barely got any matches actually released or put on tape.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
It's hard to
I
find
want that.
when I do
Like even the women's
highlights
match, I want to
for
see the
minis,
night.
it's
Like
so hard to find
yeah,
footage of them.
like I want to see more of the night or the women's 90s division.
There's not a lot of that either. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I would, dude. I want to see more of that. Let's Johnny Consejo give me more retro footage.
Please, let's Johnny Consejo, please.
Less AW, more retro, more people bringing back old stuff.
Yeah.
Please. I'm
Nostalgia.
sounding like
Not even nostalgia. We've never
exactly,
seen it. You can't be nostalgic for something you've never seen. We just
exactly.
want to
I'm
see it.
like,
We're interested.
yeah, yes.
Oh well. All right. I think we should wrap it up here soon. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap it up?
I guess we can talk about the Homenaje a las Leyendas card so far. They've announced what, 2 matches?
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't announced anything. They've
No,
only
they just had the
announced what
Satanico match.
the Satanico, the
Artemisas.
four-way tag, yeah, the Artemisas three-way apuestas, and then the mid-card tag team apuestas, but only one person is losing their mask or hair, which
Yeah, the eight
there's like
way.
really only three. There's only really three possibilities. It's either Virus is losing his hair, um, Olvera is losing his mask, or is it Luciferno or Cancerbero that's
I
teaming
think it's
with
Luciferno.
or Luciferno losing his mask? Like none of like all the other guys are safe. There's like this. There's like the possible chance that Hombre Bala or yeah that Hombre Bala loses his.
Yeah. I'm actually not as down on that apuestas as I've seen a lot of people being. I actually, you know,
It's fine, but it's
I'm
like
okay with it. Yeah.
it's
It
like
just feels like a continuation of like
yeah,
a more
see
focused
that.
of the Sin Salida, yeah, without Robin, who lost.
It's,
But
imagine if Robbie was put in there just to lose his hair.
that would be terrible. That would be awful for Robin. It'd
Dude,
be
Robbie
kind of
just looks
funny,
like a
but like, you
trucker.
know,
He looks like a trucker now.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, the women's show.
Oh yeah, the all women's show that's coming up.
Oh, women's show. What are they? Oh, the very scary possibility of Tessa Blanchard versus Mercedes.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it for everyone afraid. Don't be afraid. I don't think that match. I don't think it's gonna be Tessa. I really don't. Like as much as we are dooming, as much as we are down on the decision making, I still don't think it's gonna be Tessa because
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Tessa. It would be such a Julio Cesar Rivera decision if they do go with that. Like,
I would. I don't think it's gonna be Tessa or Sexy. I think you can safely
not only that, but
put
isn't it
Sexy
first
over.
at the tag match and then whichever the winning team faces off in a singles match?
Yeah, so it's the teams of Tessa and Salxis and Olympia and Perse, which I
I
I'll
would
be
much
honest,
rather see, yeah.
I would have
So
rather seen Perse, Olympia, Catalina, and Salxis. I think that is the better. You
and
know.
for the singles matches, I mean, like, I'm obviously not trying to see a Tessa singles match. So
And then also you have to think Tessa has not been given the spotlight in a while
she's-
now. Like she's kind of
thankfully,
just been a background
You know
Um,
they're gonna feature her on the show though somehow.
yeah, probably, but it won't be in that match.
What
Well,
else
no,
did they?
actually, I think TNA has a show around then, so she might actually be
Please.
out
Hey,
in TNA.
who's
Hopefully,
I don't know who's in charge of TNA, but whoever's the TNA booker, please book her. Keep her occupied.
please book her and give her the belt.
Give her the belt. Give her the NXT women's belt so she can never get back.
So she can stay over there. We can get
So, yeah,
Catarina instead.
yeah, we can get Catanila, or we can get anybody else. What are the other matches announced? Dude, the fact that they're running the Artemisas three-way two times
Yeah,
on the same month too. Oh
it's
god,
like, yeah. I
that's
wonder if
really
the plan was always to do an Apuestas with them, or maybe just when it didn't take, when the idea didn't take, the day were just like, okay, well, we'll do a Apuestas then, since y'all are, this isn't going to be a permanent group anymore.
this is like Felino versus Rey Bucanero, but without the aura,
It's
without
like
the auras.
it's basically like thanks, thanks for being here. Um,
Yeah,
Thanks for being, in the division for so long, because I mean, they're not the focus anymore. We
I
very
mean
clearly know.
Marcela.
Yeah,
I mean she has what one and a half working knees.
and it is, she was at her peak. Marcela,
Yeah, she was awesome, but like
one
right
of the
now,
best CMO. I mean, probably the best modern CMO luchadora. Um, of like the
Mexican
last,
luchador. Yeah,
yeah, of like the last 20 years. But
unfortunately, one of the other ones went crazy.
oh man, and we don't know where Amapola is.
Dude, she's still in the dungeon. She's in the dungeon. She's in the dungeon with Era.
And Lady Apache is doing independent
Yeah,
shows. So,
she's somewhere.
oh well.
Dude, that's crazy. Like Amapola gone. Well, not gone, but nowhere to be seen. Era also
Era just,
MIA. MIA.
I really look. I'm still on Team Era. I still think we can get out of this. I still think we can come out ahead. Will she
I
be on the
wonder if
same tier
she
as Olympia? I don't know. Olympia
probably
made a
not.
lot of progress really fast.
And then we
Might
have
have to
like
step it up.
Reina Isis is gone. Well, she's not gone, but she's injured right now because she recently had surgery.
Yeah. Scotty and Kira, they
All
are
these, yeah,
doing
they're still
something.
around. Yeah, I mean they're kind of trying to phase in new girls for the Guadalajara roster. They have Ecate. They have an Último Guerrero student called what's her name? Princesa Águila. Miss Guerrera is getting like a full-time spot in the Guadalajara roster, so she might be getting a CML contract sooner than later. Yeah, just very, very bare bones roster right now. They're trying to do something. They're
Keep trying. As long as I see the effort,
yeah,
as long as we can see some effort, we
please,
can see some fresh
yeah,
faces zoned in. We can see people improving.
yeah, please try. Obviously, I'm fine. I guess for the women's show, it's fine for more involvement because, like I said,
Weaker
CML's women
roster, yeah.
roster is it's weak. It's very bare bones. So I'm fine with people like Starlight Kid and Mace Era coming in, to challenge for those pointless CML
They
World
should
Women's
win.
Tag Team titles.
They should
Uh,
win. I think it would be awesome if Stardom
I
team.
don't. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Though my only complaint is like they didn't bring over Hazuki to have a title defense. Are you
Mm,
serious?
yeah. Well, I think India Sue might. She's challenging, right? In Japan on that tour.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, relatively soon. But it's like I still
Let me
would have
see.
liked to see.
Have they have
Like,
they've had matches already, right?
yeah, they've had. I think they're having like another build-up match soon.
I haven't seen too much about them on this tour, so keep
Yeah,
an
well,
eye
I
out.
mean, one of the people on there is about that. So
Oh, oh man, this is her second tour. Send Kira next time,
yeah, at
or
least
maybe
this
keep
time
Kira around. I
she's
don't know.
staying there for 3 months. At least this time.
They're putting her in the Joshi Training Center.
Please.
What if she
What's
came
that?
back and she was just like so good? Like,
If she started, kicking people in the head, dropping people on their necks, maybe. But until
that'd be
then,
crazy.
I'm still not convinced at all.
Yeah.
Until I see her German suplex someone.
There's a lot of
Okay.
people ahead of her right now.
Yeah, she's probably bottom one in the CML women's division.
Oh,
I
a
mean,
lot of
they
people
had.
ahead of
I
her.
mean, yeah. I would say most people are ahead of her. The only people that might not be ahead of her are maybe ones that only have one working knee. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, the other title match they have sounds kind of solid. The national women's tag title match between Skida Kari versus Skida Kari, Skadi and Kira.
Skida is
There's
crazy. That'd be a really good
they
Skida.
can do
Like that would be their
yeah,
tag
yeah,
name.
they can do that. But yeah, Kira and Skadi versus Metallica and Candela.
They had a really good
Um,
match in Coliseo.
maybe I'm sure there will be one title change.
It might be
I wouldn't
theirs.
be I wouldn't be surprised if it's them, but I could also see it being the women's world tag titles. I could see it going either way, honestly, or
If
even the world women's title, depending on who's challenging.
if Kira
If
and
it's Pacific
Skadi,
women, yeah,
if they lose their belts, I think they should be moved up to the world belts because they're so
yeah,
good together. Um,
yeah. They definitely should be moved up. And like I said, I can see any of the title switching. I think the main factor is just as of now is who's going to challenge Mercedes.
yeah, probably
'Cause
Perse.
If
I
it
think Perse
if it's
will win
Bersa,
it.
then if it's Bersa, then I think that's probably gonna be the one title change of the night.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mercedes has to lose here because she's already beaten everybody who's potentially going to do it,
Yeah.
except for Tessa. But, like, I don't need to see that match at all. Um,
Yeah.
I would be happy if Olympia won it. I would be happy if Persephone won it. I would be ecstatic if Celsius won it. But, you know, I'd be okay any of them three winning it. I wouldn't. If Mercedes wins again, though, I don't know. I really don't because
Scotty.
yeah, it would be
Ellie will
literally
be double
Scott.
champ.
I would have to be
Double
Scotty
champ. Scotty.
or Kita. I don't know. I don't know if Kita's ready though. I think maybe I'll have to take.
No,
I
I
think
think
Scotty is more
Scotty.
ready than Kita.
No, yeah, I agree. I think we need double champ. Scotty.
Yeah, and I like Kita a lot. I think Kita's an excellent luchadora, but I think that Scotty is more like. I think she's more complete. Um, especially recently. I think she's really stepped up her game a lot. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should end it here. I think we're getting close to an hour and a half here.
Yeah, I refuse to talk about the Friday card, so let's just wrap it
Yeah,
up.
let's just go. Thank you, everyone listening, watching to this podcast episode. We truly appreciate it. We want to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about today. Satanico, some of the rule changes. Do you want to see? Are you part of the secret Johnny Consejo fan club that we're just
I'm sure
not
Soups
understanding?
is.
Oh man. Um, let us know. Give us your thoughts. Again, we appreciate you so much for listening. Future episodes, more Lucha Flashback. We had a really fun time with it this time. I had a lot of fun watching Satanico matches. And yeah, appreciate it so much. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Peace.